We are thrilled to welcome back to the pod the newest member of the Pelton Cast Hall of Fame. And also, it's the first time we've spoken since you announced your retirement. So congrats on that and moving into a new phase of your career in the broadcast space. But welcome back, Jamal Crawford.
Thanks so much for having me. I think the last time we connected, we happened to be in UW. I feel like we were doing an interview in person, I believe.
Yeah,
besides you coming out to the Pro-Am and stuff. So yeah, glad to be back. Thank you.
Yeah, and saw you out at the Lenny Wilkins street naming back in November.
Absolutely.
Let's start by you're going to be back on the court this Sunday, the Champions Have Changed charity game at Climate Pledge Arena. How did you get connected in with this group of former Seahawks putting this on?
Well, I've known Cliff, Doug, and Mike for a long time. Cliff better than the other two, but they're always doing something in the community, and so for me, that's what I'm about. It was a no-brainer. Obviously, it was, connecting the community, doing good work in the community, playing a basketball game, like, of course, just let them know the day. So they talked about it months ago. Actually, maybe a year ago, they mentioned it. And I was like, I would love to. I'd be honored to. Obviously, that was my first time in Climate Pledge as well. So I'm excited about that. Excited about all the people coming out to participate. Excited about all the fans that's doing there. And it's all going for a good cause. So I'm excited about it.
Wait, first time playing at Climate Pledge, or have you not been even as a fan?
No, I haven't been there. I haven't been to a hockey event or anything yet. So I haven't been in the Climate Pledge since it was Climate Pledge. So yeah, I'm excited about
it. It's definitely very different from Key Arena, suffice it
to
say.
Yeah, see, I don't even know the feel, the energy or anything. What's different about it to you?
I mean, first off, spending a lot of time, kind of in the bowels of the arena is you obviously will prepping for the game. And I do, like, it used to be all concrete and, wasn't very well done under there. Now it's a professional modern arena in that regard.
Wow. Well, does it still have that family type feel where it feels like the fans are right there on top of you? You still feel connected?
That is the loss a little bit, I think, in the lower bowl. I mean, obviously it's a really deep lower bowl, particularly in the end zones, but the sidelines, they're still limited in space there. So the upper bowl kind of feels more on you. It's not like a Staples Center or you obviously were out at Chase Center during the finals, I think, right?
Yes, I was there. Okay.
Yeah,
all right. Well,
it doesn't feel as cavernous as those.
Yeah, well, I'm excited this Sunday to see the field and just take everything in and just be a part of something good that's going on.
All right, what other members of the Seattle basketball community can we expect to see on Sunday?
I think Isaiah Thomas. I think Malachi Flynn, possibly. I think Will Conroy. And then obviously Sue, right? Gary Payton, Sean Kemp. That's all I know off the top. I know a lot of Seahawks, a lot of just Seattle royalty. I think Lenny may be out there as well. So I'm sure Detlef may stop by, maybe, possibly. Eldridge Casser, I think. So you see a lot of Seattle legends in the house.
Yeah, I mean, you'd expect that. It sort of does feel like there's a bit of a passing of the torch. Like Lenny Wilkins' foundation just wound down. Detlef, same thing. And now it's kind of this new generation of Seattle athletes taking the charge from that standpoint.
Absolutely. And those guys have done such good work for so long, for decades, right? And impacted so many lives. And I think even the generation that's coming after them has played a small part in that, has seen that up close and personal. And I think it's resonated with us. So we're all trying to do our part now. And that's what's about this community in this area, is passing the baton, and you pass the baton and hope it keeps going. And, each one teach one.
You mentioned Sue Bird. She obviously announced her retirement effective at the end of the season last week. And she was asked about this on Sunday after the last trip for her to New York scheduled this season. And one of the things she mentioned talking about being a part of this event on Sunday was really feeling accepted by the Seattle basketball community. And you specifically saying that, even though she didn't grow up here, she's a Seattle Hooper now. So what's that connection like with Sue?
She's just, words can't really describe what she's meant to our community. I know she's meant so much to people all over the world, but this community specifically, all the stuff she does on the court, all the stuff she does, more importantly, off the court. She's accessible. You can reach out and see her at an event. You can see her. She makes herself like any other human in our community. She doesn't put herself on this pedestal, even though she is, and rightfully so, but she's one of us, and she really is, and she's done so much good work. When you talk about Seattle athletes and people that have played here, male, female, whatever, any sport, she's at the top of the list. And I think it's safe to say she'll be at the top for a long, long, long time. And we're just honored to be able to let her, take us on this magic carpet ride through the sky.
Yeah, that's the exercise what we did last week after the announcement. I mean, you look at the 4 championships, the 19 seasons here, those are going to be really tough to top for anyone coming forward.
Absolutely. And she made it look effortless. Obviously there's blood, sweat, and tears that went into it, but she did it with such dignity and such class along the way, and she's one of us. She really is. She embodies everything that's good about the city.
No, we're recording this on the afternoon of the NBA draft. It's a big NBA draft, a big day for Seattle. You've got 3 Seattle guys potentially likely going in the first round. Paolo Banchero going to be one of the highest drafted players ever from Seattle in all likelihood in the top 3. And then also Marjan Beauchamp and Tari Eason. And one of the things I mentioned when we talked about this on earlier on the pod is, Paolo and Marjan, I've been watching them for years at Crawsover. Like I've seen them growing up. Like it's got to be really cool for you to have played against them and seen them develop and surely helped mentor them.
Yeah, absolutely. Just seeing their journey, knowing how much they put into the game, how much they put into their craft, how responsible young men they are. The stuff they do to prepare for these moments, the blood, the sweat, the tears, the hours, the weeks, the months, just on top of each other. And they have solid foundations with their families, especially Paolo and his family I know very well. And they've done an amazing job setting his foundation. So they prepared him and other kids to go out in life and be successful. Whether it was basketball, football, or no sport at all, he was going to be successful because he has work ethic, he has class, he sees the big picture in a lot of things, and that's rare for a young guy. And like you said, Tari and Marjan, those are like basketball heads. You can put those guys anywhere and they'll want to get better, right? And then Terrell Brown as well. May not be a first round pick, but he may be one that sneaks in the back door, second round. You never know. It's going to the draft. So many local guys doing great things, and to be able to watch these guys and be a small part of their journeys, along the way. All 3 of those guys were in my camps. I think those 3 were in camp, and Terrell may have been a counselor at camp a few years ago. So it's amazing just to see how they progress.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the things we worried about a little bit with the Sonics move is, is this going to impact the great number of basketball players, particularly on a per capita basis we're producing from Seattle? But I think, the examples of pro players, you in particular, the guidance you're providing has kind of helped ensure that line has continued going well after there being men's professional basketball here.
Yeah, I know what the Sonics did for me. To be able, I worked in catering actually, but to be able to, touch a Gary Payton or Sean Kemp or Ben Baker or Deadlift Strength or Nate McMillan or Eric Snow, and work out with those guys. And for me, they help make my dreams a reality. If I can touch them and they say, hey, you got a chance, like you continue to work and continue out, that meant everything to me. I had a pro telling me I could be a pro, and that changed my life. And after the Sonics left, and even before then, I feel like it was our duty, the guys who made it to the NBA, to give back to that generation because we were so far in the community. We walked these same streets, played the same, Boys and Girls Club these guys are in, and did all the same things. So if they can reach out and touch us, there's an 8th grader right now who can text Zach Levine and ask for advice, or DeJounte Murray, or Paulo, or Tari, or Marjan, or myself, and Isaiah. All these guys, they can reach out and touch us, and that's kind of created its own ecosystem. So very, very thankful for it. I'm very thankful these guys are taking that baton and running with it.
All right, we're leading up a few weeks away here from the start of the Crawsover. What can we expect this summer out at SPU?
Another exciting summer. Obviously, you never know who you're going to see. We have some young stars planned to come out. We always like to keep it fresh. We like to add a nice wrinkle every summer, keep it competitive. I know people are looking forward to it. Last year was our first year back after COVID. Very successful summer. Even SPU, who allows us to perform there, we're shocked by how many people actually came out through the course of the summer, and I expect even more this year. We're opening things up a bit more, and we have more guys that want to come out. It's amazing when you get texts from guys all over the league, younger guys, like, hey, man, it's really exciting out there. We want to be a part of that, and they reach out to you, and so I think, it's free for everybody again. Everybody come out, bring your family. You never know who you're going to see, but I guarantee you'll see some big-time stars this year, and you'll be entertained.
I mean, that's great to hear. As much as, they're putting on a show for us, we want to make sure that we as the Seattle community give them a good experience. So everybody wants to come play here from that standpoint.
Absolutely. And we've done that. I remember Blake Griffin was like, I've never been to Seattle. You know, he wasn't in the league drafted yet when the Sonics left. So, or when they were here. So he wasn't privy to coming to Seattle. So that was his first experience. And he was like, oh, I love it out here. He spent the weekend and he was like, maybe I'll buy something out there just because the fans made it feel so welcome. And it was one of those sunny days and it was surrounded by water and trees, right? So yeah, very thankful for everybody that's come out and supported throughout the years.
Yeah, I still remember Blake's appearance. I feel like it was him and Aziz Njai were going at it in that game.
Yeah, and Njai wasn't giving him anything. He just
No.
found it was like the playoffs, and Blake was like, "Hold on," but it was good because he didn't hurt Blake, and he made him go to another level and turn it up. I think Blake ended with like 51 or whatever it was, some dunks, and everybody was entertained.
Yeah, it was a great time. So looking forward to more of that with the crossover this summer. Jamal, really appreciate you taking the time to join us. Congrats again on the retirement and on being part of the Pelton Cast Hall of Fame. Surely, we'll have to get you something that we can send you to go back in the background here with the six-man awards and your jerseys and everything else.
Absolutely. Being part of the Pelton Hall of Fame is like monumental for me. So thank you. Whatever you want to give me, t-shirt, whatever it is, I will definitely put it up in the office.